this is the fire sign reading for the next 7 days. I'm going to be starting with Leo, then Sagittarius, and then Aries. So on the dice this week, we have got the third house of communication, media, possibly siblings, neighbours, and Leo. You might be dealing with Leo. You might want to look at where Leo is in your chart, and Jupiter, which is a beautiful planet of, you know, gifts and expansion and good luck. So it just might speak of like a lot of conversation. And I am saying that because at the base of the Lenormand deck, I've got the birds. Now, usually to me, that is more formal communication. It would appear to be quite lucky with the clover going a wee bit further. So let's have a wee look, starting with the three fates, what comes around, and this is for Leo. So this is speaking about something that's coming back round again, basically something that's fated. It can sometimes be a lesson that we haven't yet learned. You know, if you've done it once, you've got another 2 times to do it before you've actually cemented the knowledge. 2 times, you've got 1 more time to do it. If it's happened 3 times or involved a certain situation, a certain person, then it could be a wrap. This may involve the one. With the castle in reverse. Now this can be like being stuck on someone, maybe from the past. It may have been a brief relationship, it may have been a very important relationship in your life, but when the castle's reversed, it can speak of property, that may be a connection, but it's really just speaking about something that's stuck, immovable, rigid, and it is involving the one. I am feeling there's a whole like cycle thing going on here for you, Leo. The child speaks of a new beginning, or it can be an actual child involving maybe a loyal man, a friendly man. This could be a co-worker. So it could be something brand new, but at the same time, something might be kind of resurfacing from the past. You know, you can read it that way as well. So let's have a look at who the man is first. It could be a brother as well, or just a best friend. Show me the man in the Leo reading. Leo. He might be a Leo. Show me the man in the Leo reading. One more. The man in the Leo reading. Show me the man in the Leo reading. A servant. And a bully, crikey. Because the servant would be who the dog is. The dog is incredibly loyal, faithful, you know, committed, delights in serving others is who the servant would be. But a bully is someone who, you know, really pushes their weight around and can be quite intimidating. So they're at pretty much odds with one another. Leo. Have a look at what the three fates is speaking of for Leo. Leo, the three fates, what comes round. Leo, the three fates. This is 4 of Pentacles. This is just kind of like being stuck on something. You know, maybe you're stuck on someone from the past, or, you know, something that's gone down. But the 4 of Pentacles is about not opening up, not sharing, can be very selfish. So I think someone's stuck on something or someone. Tell me about the one. Tell me about the one. 9 of Wands. This is like, you know, persevering. This is exhaustion. It's hard work. It's digging in. So there's the 3 of Swords at the base of the deck in reverse here. So someone may want forgiveness. Someone may be sort of, you know, recovering from a heartbreak. But there's still a feeling that something's been held on to. The Castle in reverse for Leo. Yeah, that's the World reverse. There's something not wrapped up properly. The Castle in reverse. Castle can speak of abundance, you know, riches. But it's in reverse. So it may be that there's a little bit of a grudge or something, you know. The Wheel of Fortune, big changes. But it can speak of, you know, riches and fortune is literally what I just said, the Castle. Four of Swords in reverse. And Hangman. This is all incredibly stuck. This is all really stuck. And it's something that is likely to come back round for you, Leo, because it needs tidying up. you know, however that actually plays out, there's something that needs to be addressed here. There may have been, I don't know how long you've been in maybe separation from someone, or yet this hasn't been addressed, but it's all kind of snared up and stagnant, and it's tiring, and it's like a conversation needs to be had, maybe about, you know, what has gone on in the past. Let's see the child. This can be a man with children, it can be, you know, your partner and you have got children with them, but the child is something, you know, usually new. There's the world reversed. There's a cycle not completed, and that's why it's coming back around, and because it's been disappointing. Someone hasn't had their wishes fulfilled. This may just be one of these relationships that, you know, didn't end well, or that you didn't get proper closure, or there are still some strings attached that may be financial. Show me the dog for Leo. The dog. Three of Cups reversed. There's like no coming together, no celebration. It can obviously speak of a third party. And there's fighting. There's the bully, the Five of Swords. He's a bully. Look at this man. Five of Wands and Five of Swords. There's an enormous amount of conflict here. And the Seven of Wands and the Seven of Cups. So I don't know specifically what's gone down with you and probably this other person here. But basically there is something that, you know, was almost ragged. Or maybe happened suddenly. But it needs tidying out, and here it comes again, basically. So how you handle that, Leo, is up to you, but take you some advice which might help. There is communication coming in. Leo's advice for this situation that is likely to resurface. Now we're getting into, we've still got Venus retrograde till I think the 29th, and then we start on a Mercury retrograde on the 14th. I think this is, from what I can garner, this is looking to be a fairly difficult month. Let's have a look. Guardian Angel, you're not alone. Trust your instincts. Advice for Leo. Advice for Leo for this situation. Retreat and recharge. So I think what might be coming at you, Leo, is a conflict. You know, this is someone who might want to, you know, push you around, start an argument, stir the pot. You're getting retreat and recharge. Back off. Don't engage. And you're not alone if you do feel alone. This can also speak that if you've, you know, had signs, if you've asked for signs and you've seen them, it's to let you know that you haven't imagined it. That you are very much looked over. So that is your advice, Leo. Hope you find it useful. And we're moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you have got pole. So this is time for change, to learn something new, to use technology and gadgets with wisdom. So this communication in the third house media is very strongly focused on probably the internet for you, online communications. It may be talking about specifically about, you know, setting up a website or getting involved in web design, writing software, that sort of thing, or, you know, posting stuff online. It's asking you to be very careful how you use the internet, because it can be used as a weapon. It can be used to bully and harm others. We've already seen that coming through already. So the healer is in reverse, which can sometimes speak that something can't really be fixed here. It may be an energy where there is something that needs healed. It can obviously be physical. It can be in terms of a connection. I'm seeing that's incredibly difficult. I mean, we're finishing with the coffin card, and this is like someone is, I almost feel like someone may be heading in the wrong direction here, because the mountain is here and it's in reverse, and it's speaking about, you know, things that can be really daunting. It's also about isolation and being, maybe, I don't know, this feels like you're speaking to someone online. I mean, I don't know if it's online dating, but it doesn't need to be. But I'm feeling that, you know, there could be lies involved with Aletheia being in reverse here. Aletheia is the truth and it's upright. It's not in the upright. So it speaks of, you know, distortions and illusions and being gaslit. I know if you're at a point where you maybe are a bit isolated, or you're having to isolate at the minute, and your only sort of, you know, connection with the outside world is online. And I'm just sort of getting a vibe that that's really not a good direction for you. Or you have to be very cautious about who you're dealing with online, because I think you're dealing with some, you know, untruths or some distortions, or you don't know who you're speaking with. And you may be sort of, you know, this may be somebody who's reaching out to you for healing, or you're reaching out to them, or you're just trying to, like, you know, connect. But this direction with the ships are a very positive card. Well, it's neutral really, but it speaks about travel and trade and transport, the, you know, your actual car, but it's movement and progress, but it's going straight into literally like a karmic ending of some sort here, because the cross is very painful. It's about life lessons and burdens, and can be a bit of a crisis, and there's almost like a painful, sorrowful ending here. The coffin is a card of endings, illness, misfortune. It just feels that somebody's going the wrong way in some way, and it has something to do with online communication. So I'll take that to your circumstances. Let's have a look. Sagittarius. Tell me about the healer and the mountain. Sagittarius, the healer. Oof. Right, so the Five of Pentacles is feeling like, you know, on the outs, feeling that there's not a lot of nourishment. It can speak of financial hardships. Just not really feeling very included. That's way too many. But we've got a tower in there. The healer. Now, it can speak of the physical body as well, so there may be someone that actually requires physical healing. That may be yourself. I don't know if you're going online to find that out. Maybe you can't get into the doctors, you know what it's like. Well, I don't know, wherever you are, but, you know. And it may well be that you could make things worse. You know, this is where you go and Google your symptoms and, you know, you get yourself into a blind panic. Because there's something untruthful. There's something you're not seeing very clearly here. It's almost like, you know, going round in circles, and it feels like impending doom. But I don't know if it's physical. It's what I'm feeling, Sagittarius. The healer. Two of Cups. So it could be in relation to a partnership of some sort. A love relationship usually. The Four of Wands is in reverse, speaking of some sort of instability at home here. I mean, it really could be that there's someone at a distance from you, and maybe your only way to connect is online. But there's something to do with technology in terms of communication here. There's somebody that basically feels on the outs with a relationship. You know, they're feeling cold. Show me the mountain. The mountain for Sag. Six of Swords. This is moving on. Moving away from difficulties, really. So either you're leaving someone behind, or, you know, but this can also speak about journeys and travel. I mean, somebody might be actually having to go to see someone who is sick. The mountain. There's news. It's usually good news. There's a message coming in here basically for you, Sagittarius, and I am seeing some sort of movement here, but I'm just feeling there's a need to be cautious. The Aletheia. So that's why Aletheia. I don't know how she came out. That could be your own energy. It's speaking to me that somebody's kind of undecided. The Hangman is here. This kind of you know, this news that comes in, it might be that you see something from someone else's perspective, or you start to view something differently. But the news is also that someone is stuck and probably, you know, maybe poorly or depressed. But there's a distortion with that. That's what I feel. Distortion with that, you know. I don't know if there's... oh, God. Devil in the Four of Cups. Jesus Christ. say someone feels out in the cold is putting it mildly. To someone who is obsessed with getting possible attention. This is someone who's maybe very codependent or is dealing with some sort of addiction here that they're looking for healing with. And I feel that somebody's not really getting the answers. I do not like to see the devil there though. The devil for Sag. The devil for Sag. Oh gosh. Right, so we've got a female enemy, death, and the scholar. This scholar is coming back to doing some sort of, study or, digging online. Someone does want to heal something. And it may be, because, someone's left a relationship and we have got, a female enemy is either you or someone else that maybe has been created. There is an ending here and someone is utterly stuck on it with the devil. But this is someone who could have addictions. And they're obsessive in some way. Maybe about their health. This could be someone who's very paranoid about their health. Show me the ship. Show me the ship for Sag. Where's it going? The ship. Page of Pentacles in reverse and the World reversed. It really could be a decent distance from you here. This could sometimes not having enough money to pay for something. So as I say, there could be some sort of like untruth here. It's just like someone is sick or poorly or they need money from you. Page of Pentacles is also like the poor student. Sometimes seen as kind of pleading poverty. It's King of Swords reverse. This is someone who could lie, who can be cruel. There's the Five of Swords and Five of Wands yet again. Coming back to the previous reading, you know how they go. They kind of run on. There's someone who wants to win at all costs. There's someone who's prepared to lie. What's the lying about? That they're stable, temperance, that their behaviour is moderate, that they're patient, calm, together, in control. That's what they're lying about. Show me the cross for Sagittarius. Sagittarius. The cross, please, Spirit. The cross for Sagittarius. Oh my gosh, Temperance reversed again. And the Queen of Cups reversed. Queen of Cups a very needy energy, Again, very codependent. She's emotionally manipulative. She's easy to manipulate. So, I mean, this can be like, someone, I mean, it can be depression, or it may just be that, someone is, who moods are fluctuating hugely at this time. Look on my hair. Cross. Judgment. So a big decision coming up. Page of Cups. Page of Cups can speak about a love offer. It can be involving a child, and it can also be an apology. There could be somebody who wants to rebirth something here, get something back on track with the Judgment card, bring something back to life. But there's also an enormous amount of karma here. The cross is literally a card of karma, and Judgment along with Justice are the biggest karma cards in the deck. It's like a karmic ending. Or so, it's a kind of like someone is maybe reaping what they've sown. I don't know specifically why, but the coffin, the moon reverse. Gosh, this is like emotions are just like run riot this week. There we go. Confession, confession. Lies being revealed. This can be being getting caught red-handed. It can be a trap of some sort that someone's about to walk into. But there's someone who's not emotionally stable this week at all. And this may be someone who's reaching out to you online, who's trying to heal something. But very much similar to the last reading, Sagittarius, what you choose to do with that. Here's your advice. The advice for Sagittarius for this reading. The advice for Sagittarius for this reading. Advice for Sagittarius. Trust your talents in changing time. And the hunter. Set your sights higher. Now the fox is saying that things are about to change up and you need to be ready. You also need to have your wits about you with the fox. And the hunter can speak of like, you know, a predator energy, but it's also saying that you may have a desire that is also a fear, and it may be time that you address that. Or it may be that you're not going to have a choice because here it comes at you. Ugh. Okay, that will do, Sagittarius. Hope you find it useful. Have a super week. Look after yourselves. And moving on to Aries. More drama sort of feeling. It's a bit of a drama-filled week. So I've only done this set because I did the water signs a few days ago for sure. And it'll be interesting to see how they develop given the astrology of the week / month. Because this is drama, Aries. You've got Marie Masquerade, glamour, intrigue, drama. And this, either you don't see this with the unseen card. This is not necessarily not being able to see stuff. It can be quite the opposite, because it can be using your third eye and, you know, being fairly, you know, clairvoyant and intuitive. But it's the end of the road for something here. This is the final chapter. It's the dead end, which is literally the direction that Sagittarius was kind of heading in. It's almost like the ending that somebody doesn't want to experience. It may involve a child with the eternal child here. Eternal child is your inner child, doesn't need to be an actual child. It's usually a very joyous card, and it's fully in the upright. It represents a self. So, you know, this could be you, or it could be a child, your own child, or someone else's child that's in the frame this week. But there's something ending here now. There's somebody just doesn't see that coming. And it will be ending because of the drama, I would imagine. Because with Marie, you never really know what you're getting. Marie can sometimes, especially the third house here, this can be like people who are like, you know, stirring the pot, you know, gossiping, lying, just, you know, it's like somebody's life's a little bit dull, so they're going to spice it up by just talking shit. Marie Masquerade for Aries. Marie Masquerade for Aries. It's the Knight of Wands in reverse. So if it is a Jenna, there's the Page of Wands as well. So it really could be a child, but this is obviously someone who's fairly irresponsible. They can be, you know, very spontaneous. It's not an energy that you can rely on. He's also a complete player. It almost feels like, you know, the fun's over, you know, with the eternal child, because it's a very exuberant, fun, playful energy. But I almost feel it's kind of could go too far. I'll tell you straight up, it's resulting in some sort of heartbreak here. This is a combination of heartbreak and moving probably to a place of isolation. Because it is the end of the road for probably the Knight of Wands. There we go again, 5 of Swords, Christ almighty. And there's a bully. Somebody pushes their weight around. Somebody who wants to win. Somebody doesn't care who they trample on. Like, a huge ego. Enormous ego. And I'm thinking of the Knight of Wands in my Mythic Tarot deck. Bellerophon, is it? It's basically Pegasus. And he really thinks he's a god. The sun. Christ, I'm just seeing Pegasus going up and getting these big, you know, his wings burned in the sun. Somebody is flying very close to the edge here, and it's going to have a painful ending is really what I feel. And they almost don't see it coming. 3 of Cups reverse, we've already had that. There's no celebration, no coming together, the stars in reverse, no healing, no hope, disappointment. There's someone with an enormous ego here who's literally playing games, and they almost are just running blindly into a brick wall that they do not see is there. Because this is heartbreak, this is pain. Now it can be, with the garden card here, this can be like a cancelled meeting and cancelled get together in some way, or someone is, you know, cut out of society or a group and put into isolation. But it can also speak of basically like a place of isolation. Now it could be a legal matter with this as well that you might be dealing with here. But if there has been, you know, it can speak of a third party obviously, but just see. Show me the heart and the scythe together, even though you know what it is. It's the moon. And the 3 of Swords again. So it's like there's pain here that's hidden. There's someone confused and it's fearful and it's highly, highly emotional week. Someone could literally be hiding their pain. Show me the garden. This can speak of a dangerous group as well, I'm just going to say. Ace of Wands. Oof. Garden. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. To me that's misfortune, or it's stuck energy. There's nothing changing. There may be like an invitation or an offering here to some sort of meeting or a date, or a new job of some sort. Again, there's just this feeling that it's not the right way. King of Wands is in reverse now. The Tower. The Tower. This could be somebody who's angry if they're, you know, rejected. The Tower is the 6 of Cups and the 10 of Cups. Now, honestly, to me, I mean, it can speak of, you know, like a marriage or a divorce, you know, making things legal, because the Tower can be anything kind of official here. This can speak of maybe rekindling a relationship from the past. But I'm actually feeling, and given the advice we've had in the other 2 readings, is that maybe the answer is like isolation with family, you know, with children. This is beautiful. Like like that's the answer. This sort of like, you know, meeting or group that maybe someone is involved in is a bit of a no-no. It can also be that somebody feels, you know, isolated from, you know, family or children. Merchant. 6 of Cups, please. 6 of Cups for Aries. It's speaking of the past, basically. The old women. So it can be a mother or grandmother, but it's also the past. 10 of Cups. Conversation. It's also the Judge. So there's the message that's coming through this week, and there's an enemy. You get a female enemy and we've got a masculine enemy all through the fire signs here, okay? But basically there is, I mean, there may be some nostalgia for the past here. There's somebody running into a brick wall here. And it's going to be painful. It's a correction, but it's got to the bit where, you know, small corrections aren't really working for someone here. They literally need to have the door slammed in their face. That's what the closed door is. You know, the hands up. It's the final chapter. Yeah. It's almost like it's a hard no for somebody. But the 6 of Cups, 10 of Cups is beautiful. And maybe, and as I say, someone is like choosing, they're happy. But if it's a legal matter over money, and there's also a final judgment there. Okay. Advice for Aries. The Lord. Advice for Aries. What is your energy? I've got another confession. I've got a Lord and the Knight. That's the Knight of Wands up here. Be brave and honest. This is somebody who has something to confess, something that's emotional and painful, but they need to be honest about it, and they need to make the moves to make that happen. Don't think that's the Aries I'm reading for. This is somebody who needs to grow up, you know. Knight of Wands in reverse is just an idiot, you know. And, you know, I don't know if there has been something gone down, but there's somebody harboring some, you know, pain here. And there is a desire to meet. There's a desire to get together. Maybe a desire to, you know, get back what they've lost. Reconnect with family. Or a soulmate. Children. I don't know if they've just done something pretty stupid. Or they've been playing around with Marie Masquerade, you know. As I say, stirring the pot. Anyway, that is, I think, their advice, Aries. So, that's your reading, guys. I hope you find it useful. Let me have your feedback. Talk to you later. Bye.